Hello, everybody, and welcome here to the Sports Talk Network channel. Specifically here for my Monday Night RAW review here in May 21st. Excuse me, May 21st, Monday Night Raw. Let's just go through this as fast as we can. I got sleep to get, work to do tomorrow, and I'm sure you guys have lives to do as well, whether you're watching this live or otherwise. So let's start off Raw, or as I'm looking here at my notes. Monday Night Raw kicking off with the return of Stephanie Mcmahon. Officially kicking off with Kurt Angle. Kurt Angle was going to announce a fatal four-way match that was for later in the night, Money in the Bank qualifying for the women, and he says not that Natalia's part of it. And then right then, Stephanie's music hits, and she comes out, and Stephanie announcing she will be in charge of the contract signing later on between Raw Women's Champion Nia Jax and her challenger Ronda Rousey. And she talks about Kurt Angle kind of zero emotions, more over than using his marine sense, having to deal with, or in regards to Roman Reigns the Brock Lesnar situation, and keep giving Roman title opportunities, and then also chances into the men's Money in the Bank qualifying, though Kurt Angle won't even be able to give Reigns another chance for the men's place because Kevin Owens took the final spot for the Raw brand. It was a total form Raw, form SmackDown. Anyway, Stephanie McMahon, after Roman Reigns coming out, Stephanie McMahon announces that Roman Reigns needs to learn how to control his temper. Need to find a new line of work. And Roman simply saying that she just should be frank with him because he thinks that she doesn't want him anywhere near the Universal title, let alone Money in the Bank match. Kevin Owens coming out trying to start a thank you Roman chant for taking out Jinder Mahal last week, but no one joins in. And the Roman Reigns versus Kevin Owens made official right then and there. And the match starts, and Jinder Mahal comes out to attack Roman Reigns, so that match is disqualified. We go back to commercial after Seth Rollins saves the day there. Come back from commercial, Kurt Angle makes a tag team match that starts right then and there. Seth Rollins and Roman Reigns, pretty much the Shield, versus Kevin Owens and Jinder Mahal. And in the end, but Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins get the win. Seth Rollins getting the pin on Kevin Owens, actually. So Seth Rollins and Roman Reigns getting the win there. But then after the match, Jinder Mahal attacking them both with a steel chair. And then after that commercial, we come back. It's announced officially Roman Reigns versus Jinder Mahal one-on-one at Money in the Bank. Then we have the cringeworthiness that was the Bobby Lashley sister reveal, along with Sami Zayn exposing Lashley. And his sisters, quote unquote, who actually were men and drag, pretty much, revealing that they would always pick on them, and crying was disrespectful with their parents, and claimed Bobby only loved himself. And then Bobby coming out there himself, and everybody attacking Bobby Lashley getting the upper hand, and Sami Zayn throwing away as the heel that he is. We have Ember Moon against Alexa Bliss. Ember Moon getting the win over Bliss. So what does that mean? That should be by the property of WWE thinking and logic, or lack thereof. Ember Moon is not going to win the Women's Money in the Bank ladder match. She's a good star. Good to have her in the match. This and that. But no. Then announced for tomorrow night SmackDown Live, which I'll have some big news that has to do with SmackDown Live on Thursday. I'll be talking about, and probably more in depth on Raw and SmackDown, otherwise with me and my team, if they're able to join. Shinsuke Nakamura will reveal his stipulation for the WWE title match against AJ Styles at Money in the Bank. So that will be announced tomorrow night on SmackDown Live, along with qualifying matches for the women and the last one. Well, actually, the start for the last one for the men, because things were changed there due to Cass's injury, whether real or kayfabe. So that's different as well. Baron Corbin beats No Way Jose, the B team. Curtis Axel and Bo Dallas winning again, beating Breezango again 2 weeks in a row. So hopefully that keeps on going. Really have enjoyed it. It's cool. Hey, they also debuted their new theme. New Titantron, everything. The t-shirts they had last week, but a theme of Titantron of their own. pretty cool. Pretty cool to continue winning good stuff there. Whether or not they become Raw Tag Team Champions, who knows? But I'm sure we'll enjoy this ride for however long it is for both Bo and Curtis. Bo Dallas, Curtis Axel. Both those superstars. Up next, actually, the second hour, finishing off. Well, I think it was starting the second hour. Stephanie Mcmahon. They're mitigating the contract signing between Ronda Rousey and Nia Jax, who is the Raw Women's Champion. They will have a match at Money in the Bank in 4 weeks, or at least 27 days, but 4 exact weeks from yesterday, from Sunday, 20th. But Stephanie trying to stir the pot, kind of promoting on both of the women. And getting them to go up against each other, to actually have a feud. Like everything was all because they both, since their faces at that event that they were at, was that NBC Upfronts or whatever that was. They were attending, representing WWE. And trying to flirt with her and others, I'm sure, talking about Triple H. But they were, and that's where the challenge was made from the champion to challenger. Not the other way around, you would think. But either way, that contract signing actually went without anybody attacking anybody. Chairs were not flipped. Table wasn't flipped over on the other person. No actual other physical confrontation. No Samoan drops or attempts to armbar Nia. Just stare down. Double mean mug stare down, but it be what it be there. It be what it be, right? Dolph Ziggler defeating Chad Gable, and after the match, McIntyre taking out Gable with the Claymore move. Then we have the Fatal 4-Way for Money in the Bank qualifying for the women. Natalya versus Liv Morgan versus Sarah Logan versus Dana Brooke. Natalya winning and qualifying for the women's Money in the Bank ladder match, saying that her and her bestie, or her friend, the baddest woman on the planet, Ronda Rousey, will both have new nicknames after Money in the Bank in 4 weeks, and that will be new Raw Women's Champion. And then she said Miss Money in the Bank, and she kind of did it in a kind of like teen girl way, and that was, I don't know, at least that moment was cute. And she at least ran out of space. You never know, she could turn heel at the event. I know Stephen A brought that up on Twitter already. We're right along. Elias defeating Bobby Roode in one-on-one contest. And while Elias is leaving, Braun Strowman takes out Elias with a shoulder tackle. Just because, right? It was announced also on Raw that next week there will be a women's gauntlet match, not just a battle royal or fatal 6-way or fatal 100-way, or just, something like that. It's a gauntlet match for the final spot. The rest of the Raw women's division, pretty much, that aren't in the match, for the final spot for the Raw brand. 4 for Raw again, 4 for SmackDown Live. And in that match, of course, are the remaining Raw superstars: Sasha Banks, Sarah Logan, Ruby Riott, Liv Morgan, Mickie James, Bayley, and Dana Brooke. Well, technically, Sarah Logan, Liv Morgan, and Dana Brooke already getting another shot right after they lost in that fatal 4-way here in this last chance qualifying match for the women. Because there are 3 representatives already from the Raw brand in the women's Money in the Bank for the women's. Now you just need that 4th, just like the men need that 4th and final one for SmackDown Live to make the total of the 8th and final one for the men's Money in the Bank ladder match, which will be actually in 2 weeks, not this Tuesday, not tomorrow, but next Tuesday. We'll get one because of the cast injury. Things are changing, and I'll explain that when we get to SmackDown Live tomorrow with that review and how everything happened because of it. But there you go. Again, I'll say that again. The last chance women's gauntlet match that will be qualifying. One of them will be qualifying to be part of the women's Money in the Bank ladder match at Money in the Bank in 4 weeks. Sasha Banks, Sarah Logan, Ruby Riott, Liv Morgan, Mickie James, Bayley, and Dana Brooke. If I had to predict, going to next week, who I would want to win and who I think should win, I kind of wanted both Liv Morgan and Ruby Riott in the women's Money in the Bank. Not going to happen, obviously. Bayley and Sasha Banks, I was thinking one of them to make it in as well. Probably not going to happen either. Dana Brooke, no. Mickie James, no. I'm going to go with Ruby Riott for my prediction. Ruby Riott getting that final spot for the Raw brand. Representing Raw. for the women's Money in the Bank ladder match. And also announced for next week, Seth Rollins will be defending his Intercontinental Championship against Jinder Mahal. Giving Jinder Mahal a shot at the title after Jinder Mahal not only attacked Roman Reigns because setting up that match for the pay-per-view Money in the Bank in 4 weeks, but Seth being so pissed off also wants to help out his Shield brother, Roman Reigns, soften up Jinder even more so, defeating him next week for the Intercontinental Championship, retaining his title. And in the main event, we have Braun Strowman defeating Finn Balor. 1-on-1, those two being in the match. So what should that mean? Well, they did it for the women's side and the men's side here for people that already did qualify for the said ladder matches, Money in the Bank ladder matches. Well, if I was talking about Ember Moon winning tonight and now being disqualified or eliminated from my prediction of who could be winning that women's Money in the Bank, I guess I should say that for for Braun Strowman. Sorry, not Finn Balor, but for Braun Strowman, because he won the match against Finn Balor in a pretty good match, I would say. I guess as much as they're saying he's the favorite, in the end, I guess he's not the favorite. Somebody else is winning that. Could it be Balor or Miz? Could it, woulda, who knows? Still got 4 weeks of build. Well, 4 weeks of build, and pretty much already all of the men for the men's, but slowly going for the women. So that's actually pretty cool. Well, that in a nutshell, talking with my hands here, that's what I do. In a nutshell, was Monday Night Raw. Like I said, I'm sorry for this quick one, but it is getting really late, and I was late with doing this because, being there for my grandfather and my puppy dog that live with me, and such like that, I wasn't able to do it right after the show. But I thank you all that did watch live. We got a couple of people here that did watch live, so thank you. And then those who watch archive later on, I'm assuming we'll be watching on Tuesday or when you can. If you do subscribe, if you do ring the bell, I actually want to ask this. If you do ring the bell, let me know in the comment section below. You don't have to tell me or share, like if you actually watch every single video that you see that you get the notification that Sports Talk Network went live. But if you do, cool. Or just let me know that if you ring the bell, because I'd like to know who's part of my notification squad here on this channel. And I'll probably ask this again tomorrow in the beginning of that video, because I don't know if you're watching the whole video here. But anyways, I thank you for your time. Again, I'll be talking more in depth about Raw on Thursday, but I just wanted to have this review up because I do one each and every week. And also, when I was done helping out with my grandfather and with my puppy dog, I wanted to at least wait until everybody else was done with their live streams and otherwise. That talk wrestling, JD from NY, who doesn't do a live stream but uploads a video, make sure that was already up. Joe Cronin, those friends of mine, and I know other wrestling podcasts, Credo, Cooter, and Cologne. They do theirs later in the week, once a week podcast of Austin. There's an award-winning show there, so check them out. Another wrestling podcast on Twitter at A Wrestling Pod. Another wrestling podcast. Because guess what? It is another wrestling podcast, but it's not just another wrestling podcast. It is the another wrestling podcast, and it is a good another wrestling podcast. So, another wrestling podcast. Check it out. But above all that, I hope you all have a great rest of your Monday evening, if you were watching this live, and your Tuesday, and so forth. I'll be back here tomorrow night for my SmackDown Live review, or Smack Diddly Down Live, and I'll be talking about the awesome news that has to do with SmackDown during that review, and then again on Friday and Thursday on Steve's Wrestling Ramble, which will move back to 7 p.m. Central, 8 p.m. Eastern, going back to that time since Big Bang Theory, Mom, and those shows that are Thursday night on CBS are over for the season. They had their season finales this last week, so I'm moving the show back to 7 p.m. I had it at 9 p.m. for a while there because I like to watch my shows up until 9 o'clock, to the 9 o'clock hour, Central Time, of course. So now it's back to 7 p.m. Central, 8 p.m. Eastern for Steve's Wrestling Ramble on Thursdays. But above all that, and above all else, as always, take care.